Hi, do you judge yourself quite often while you're performing, and that creates a lot of emotional havoc? Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Cohn, and this is confidence killer number 1 in my series on the top 10 confidence killers for athletes. High expectations or strict expectations is the culprit. You're watching Sessions with Doc. So one of my formulas for success that I teach athletes is to not have any expectations at all. I want them to have the pure essence of confidence, and I want them to set small, manageable goals. So high expectations for me is a huge confidence killer for athletes, and it's the number 1 place that I start when I'm working with athletes and talking about what their expectations are and what the problem is with expectations. Okay, how am I defining expectations? Let's start there. Number 1, high expectations are the personal demands or the unwritten rules that you have about your performance. I also call them the shoulds. I shouldn't make mistakes. I should be perfect. I shouldn't hit the ball out of bounds. I shouldn't miss easy shots. I shouldn't strike out looking. Those are some examples of expectations that athletes have that create this emotional havoc. What else is the problem with expectations? When you don't perform up to those expectations, guess what's going to happen? Your confidence is going to go lower because you're feeling like you're not performing up to your personal standards. Now, when I talk about expectations, I'm not talking about goals. Goals are a good thing to have. Expectations are the unwritten rules that you have for your performance, that if you don't achieve those, then you're going to struggle both from the confidence side and the emotional composure side. You've heard me talk in other videos about having high expectations and the problems with those high expectations. So what's the solution? Well, first you have to understand what are the expectations that I place on my performance once I go into competition. That's step 1. For example, you might think about some of the shoulds and the shouldn'ts that you have. Ball players think that they should go 4 for 4 at the plate, right? Very unrealistic expectation. Tennis players feel like they shouldn't double fault, or they should make all their routine balls or easy balls, for example. Football players feel like that they should hit every pass should be on target and hit the numbers, for example. These are all things that you want to do, obviously, in sports, but they create havoc when you don't reach those. So identify the expectations from the perspective of what are you thinking about in terms of results and outcomes. That's the first step. And then what do you demand of your performance? When I work with perfectionists, for example, they want their performance to look good, they want it to feel good, and they want to get the desired outcome. I call that the triple whammy for perfectionists. And so they judge all 3 of those. They have expectations about all 3 of those aspects of their performance. Once you identify or you understand how you're putting that pressure on yourself, a la expectations, or the expectations you're feeling from others, right? Parents, teammates, coaches, you also feel expectations from that side as well. The next step is to basically tell yourself that those are not relevant, they're not important, that you're going to drop those expectations. Write them on a piece of paper, for example. Crumple it up and throw it away. But that's not enough. You got to take it the next step. The next step is to decide what are the small things that I need to focus on that are going to help me execute in the moment. If I go back to the example of the ball player that wants to go 4 for 4 or wants to hit the ball hard or doesn't want to strike out looking, maybe it's something like I want to see the ball early from the release point. You can do that 10 out of 10 times. That's why I call it a manageable objective for you. So you got to set some manageable objectives. For a golfer, for example, it might be to just pick a plan, see the shot that you want to hit. You can do that 10 out of 10 times. So that's what I call process objectives or process goals, where you focus on small things that you can do readily with your game. So instead of the expectations about outcome, how the performance should look and feel, you're going to focus on smaller things that are going to help you execute One shot, one touch, one at bat, one pitch at a time. Hope that was helpful. Jump over to peaksports.com and check out some more videos, audio programs, and podcasts. Thanks. If you want to be notified when we upload more mental training videos just like this one, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click on my picture in the upper right-hand corner of this video. We've teed up 2 more mental training videos for you to check out today. Please visit our website if you want to learn more about mental training.